The line, Wallman, Bouchard, shot, score! Nugent-Hopkins in game 1000 opens the scoring.
Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
What a weekend in oil country, baby, on a night that the Edmonton Oilers celebrate Ryan Nugent-Hopkins 1,000 games in the NHL, all in an Edmonton Oilers jersey. That was a start that you couldn't even script. Unbelievable. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins 1-0 taking the lead, and the Oilers, they didn't look back from that. They brought their best tonight. Dominant 5-0 shutout, back-to-back shutout victories this weekend with two different goaltenders. Everybody stay calm. We might have a goaltending duo here in Connor Ingram and Tristan Jarry. It's unbelievable stuff. Much like last night, utter domination from the Edmonton Oilers as they grab 4 out of a possible 4 points this weekend. And surely they have the green light from head coach Chris Knoblauch to get in to one tonight, celebrate the Nuge and his milestone. Unbelievable one. The Oilers win 5-0. And dude, Pats win, Oilers win. Fortunately, I can't say the same about the Chicago Bears for producer Brett. Hello, what up, and welcome. I know Brett hated that. To Oilers.
What happened there?
Brought to you by Bet365, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Where you talk about perfect weekends, Matthew. Don't want to give away the lead too much right here, but we hit a plus 950 Boardsy bankroll last night, and we may have hit a plus 500 Boardsy's bankroll this evening. Just a great night, joined by Oilers Nation social media king, TikTok superstar, Matthew Wozniak. And how we doing, Matty boy? Because I'm doing great, dude. I really couldn't have asked for a better Sunday. I'm on cloud 9 right now. What about yourself?
Well, you can't really bring up the Chicago Bears here. We only talk about winners on this channel. That's what we're talking about tonight. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor Ingram. What a night. Zach Hyman. Perfect way to cap off game 1K for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Just electric all around. But thoughts and prayers to Oscar Sundqvist. We'll get to that probably later. That was scary, but all around the vibes are high. I was running the Twitter today, the X. I was having a little bit more fun tonight on there. So Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, that chant was giving me chills.
It was unbelievable. If you were in the building, please let me know, because that's a game. The hottest ticket in the city on this Sunday night is to get into their Rogers Place, and that crowd, they didn't disappoint one bit. The ceremony was unbelievable. And then the fact that the Nuge is able to score the opening goal, it truly was unbelievable. Burying the lead, Connor Ingram, he was perfect in this hockey game, stopping 27 of 27 that came his way after Tristan Jarry had a 31 save shutout last night. It is literally the perfect weekend for the Edmonton Oilers, winning a goal differential 11-0 in the last 2 games. And the Oilers, who knows, brother, they got a chance to win 3 games in a row on Tuesday nights. Don't get too ahead of ourselves. Let's just enjoy this one, and then we will turn the page. First things first, let's get caught up into the chat, see how everybody's doing. Hurtin' Oil Burton, this one made me laugh. He put it well. He said, I love when this team makes me happy instead of stressed. And this weekend was just smooth sailing for the Edmonton Oilers all weekend. These are the greatest post games. I thoroughly don't have many notes in this hockey game, especially yesterday. And we are just here to celebrate the Nuge. We have the voicemail line pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. You see it there. I think the voicemail is perfect for a night like tonight, where this is just an RNH party we're going to have for Oilers Nation After Dark. It's his world. We're just living in it. Boy, are we lucky to live in a timeline that has McDavid, that has Nuge, also has Drake May, but we'll get into that later. Percy said the vibes are immaculate. Once again, perfect weekend. Andrew said back-to-back shutouts. Pat's fan is then in the chat and says a wonderful day with a smiley face. You don't say. Everything's right with the world again. The Oilers winning, the Patriots back in the AFC title game.
Yeah.
This is what life is all about.
Feels like
Sadistic Angel
2016.
just says, love you, Nuge. Love you, Nuge. We all do. Ryan S., Nuge, smiling. Sadistic penciled in the W. So we know the Oilers, I believe, undefeated when Sadistic writes a W in pencil. We got Dre with a simple let's fucking go. Amanda, la 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 bamba. And then Tammy, my queen, with the simple Winnie. Bill, I can respect that nickname for one Connor Ingram. Maybe call me crazy. I just feel like we can find better than some of what we've had thus far for Ingram. Also, final buzzer said, I smell 3 in a row. Or I smell disappointment once again so the Oilers will go for their 9th opportunity this season to win 3 games in a row. Hasn't gone well. And then there's Austin. He says beers on Boardsy. Back-to-back Boardsy bankroll W's. Plus 950, plus 500. I gave you 14 and a half units this weekend. You're welcome. And then finally, we got Super Chats in here. Reminder, all your Super Chats are in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation, a cause that does incredible things for families going through very, very, very hard times. And Rusty, he kicks it off. $5. Simple. Nuge. What a weekend was. We heard the Oilers do it earlier on that social media video. Give me your best Nuge right now.
Nuge.
That sounded like a cow, but
Yeah.
I'm going to take anything on a night like this. Seriously, you cannot bring me down. Vibes, like Percy said, immaculate. Then Tammy, my queen, is in $10. 2 shutouts by Oilers tendies in a row. What? Home Alone? Man, it's unbelievable. LFG boys, stick taps hearts for Ben always. And then here we go, continuing. Fliparto, $11 because he simply says 11 unanswered goals. 6 yesterday, 5 tonight for these Oilers. Doing it without Leon Draisaitl in the lineup. A night so good, even Andrew Mangiapane got on the score sheet this evening. Come on now. And then we got Cheeks Clap, $10. Says 1,000 pennies for Nuge. Was Leon Draisaitl the problem this whole time? We're not doing that, but I love it. Hitting. Pods is the Russian. Swiss Army knife. Amazing on any line. You can say that again. He scored a big goal in this one. I might be injured again. 1 goals against average in 3 games. Cup, yeah, Matthew.
Cup, yeah.
Could use a little bit more energy. It's late. It's a Sunday night. I'll let you pass. Raph is in $6.99. Nugent-Hopkins. Nuge. And then, brother, clap it up because Percy's in $93.
Oh, shit.
Unbelievable stuff. He simply says, keep Nuge forever. Shotguns for RNH. Beer, stick taps. Ben made sure the longest serving Oiler got the dub tonight. Yes, he did. And then we're not done there. D-Pal's in $69.99. Nice. Says the Nuge is huge. Just an unbelievable evening. Jordan's in $27.99 of his own hard-earned money. Going to the Ben Stelter Foundation. Nuge. Been away for a while. I missed you, boys. 6-0 in Van. 5-0 today. Can I get a cup? Yeah.
Cup, yeah.
And then Mr. Burns is in $5. The first Brown goal and the crowd chanting Nugent-Hopkins, top Rogers Place fan moments in recent memory. Cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
There you go. Chat, you guys are unbelievable. I'm just trying to see in here. We have already raised $180.83. You guys are just the best.
Crazy.
And always going to a very, very good cause. First things first, got to give a quick shout out. Capital GMC Buick, a new friend on Oilersnation After Dark. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Capital GMC Buick is Edmonton's highest volume GMC dealer and the #1 certified pre-owned dealer in Alberta. They're dedicated to providing you with the best possible customer experience. They do unbelievable things. We are happy to have them along for the ride as well. And Brett, it's time to get in the headlines. And if there's ever been a time I wanted to hear my boy Drake, give it to me right now, son. Headlines brought to you by Greta Barrieg. We were there last night. It was an unbelievable time. I couldn't decide. I got the dill pickle fries and the Jamaican spring rolls, or jerk Jamaican chicken spring rolls. They were unbelievable. Waz was giving me shit because I left one of my spring rolls basically through the third period, and I believe through Oilersnation After Dark. I did eat my final spring roll. Waz asked me 3 to 4 times if he could munch on it, and you're not going to give up food at Greta that easily, especially to a guy like Waz. As you look at him giggling there, he has
unless it's
so many times.
Dill pickle fries. Now those are everything. Honestly, they don't have a bad menu item at Greta.
They really don't, and they keep that menu fresh. You got the spicy vodka rigatoni pasta last night,
good.
Which I'll be real with you. When I woke up today, I was like, I should have gotten a take-home version because the pasta is so good. I can even eat it the next day. That's how good the food is at Greta. It's not just regular bar food. I know I'm always verbally sucking off here and there. Their food is unbelievable stuff.
Trust me.
Trust you. That's a face you can trust. Absolutely. Yeah. But the number one headline that is in this hockey game is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins playing in his 1,000th NHL game, all with the Edmonton Oilers. It was an unbelievable ceremony before the game. It was a first-class move from the Edmonton Oilers. They left it all out there. They had obviously the silver stick. I believe they gave him a watch. They even had a cake out there on the ice with them. All of it, an unbelievable tribute video with just a blast from the past with so many familiar faces. We saw Jordan Eberle to kick it off, Justin Schultz, Oster Klefbom, which just made everyone's hearts melt. You had guys like Devin Shore made the cut for the tribute video as well. It was truly unbelievable. I love that they had the little Nuge cam on the corner so you could watch him react throughout it. We are just, and we have said it a lot today and a lot throughout Nuge week this past week, we are so blessed to have watched the Nuge play hockey in Edmonton for the last 15 years. Everything that he has gone through, there you see, updated stats, 1,000 games in the NHL, the first Oiler to play 1,000 consecutive games in the blue and orange. Just an unbelievable story, going through so much, such dark times at the beginning of his career. Back-to-back Cup finals, doesn't have what you play for in the Stanley Cup just yet, but I mean, the way the Oilers are looking right now, hey, that might not be far away. Another awesome layer to it was, I thought it was just dope. He brought his boys with him down to celebrate at Rogers Place. Nuge might be 32. He might be married. He might have a young daughter there. But he brought his boys with him. They seemed like absolute beauties. They did the interview with Gene during the intermission talking about his golf game and all the awesome things that we already knew and loved about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. But it truly was an unbelievable ceremony. And then, Brett, roll the tape right now if you can, because did the Hollywood scriptwriters get involved with this one? The Oilers, man, Evan Bouchard puts it on a platter for Nuge as he comes streaking in, and he goes top shelf on Jordan Binnington. The building absolutely exploded at this moment. You could see the smile on Nuge's face, ear to ear. Even he was like, holy shit, I can't believe that this just happened. Now, it wasn't patented death, taxes, and Nuge low blocker, but it was death, taxes, blocker side from RNH. And man, in this moment, you couldn't help but maybe get goosebumps, chills, whatever it is. 15 years of Nuge. Also, we had Nathan on the pregame show earlier in the chat. He said he put $20 on Nuge first goal scorer in the game. Nathan, if you're in the chat, I need to know what the payout was on that.
Crazy.
Congratulations to you. But overall, Matthew, this night started about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins before the puck was even dropped. And then instantly, 5-something minutes into the game, he gets on the board. Unbelievable stuff for RNH.
Yeah, I mean, you honestly couldn't write a more perfect script, and from the ceremony to the goal, it was awesome to see. I think every Oilers fan had maybe a tear in their eye, a big smile with how everything was happening. The fans treated him perfectly. For me personally, I was hoping to see Taylor Hall make an appearance during that but he didn't. However, actually, Taylor Hall did he was interviewed on NHL.com. He was asked about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and he said his rookie season was pretty electric. He came in, and there was a question of whether he was going to go back to the WHL or not. He played his way through, not only fitting in the NHL, but being up for the Calder Trophy as well, as we remember in 2011-12. Having a really good year. I was so lucky and fortunate to play with a centerman like Nuge for a lot of my time in Edmonton. I'm really happy for him and what he's accomplished. And, I mean, perfectly put by Taylor Hall, talking about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins there. Also, kind of wanted to see Neely Ekbob, but yeah, that's just me. I'm a sucker for these players because I grew up with them during the decade of darkness. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, just pure class, complete professional player.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm curious how they go about making that video. Who makes the cut? Who doesn't? Once again, shout out Devin Shore.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Making the cut on that video. I was a little bit surprised when I saw that one, but clearly from everything he said, him and the Nuge are boys. And what you hear through every single player that's come through Edmonton, the guys that are still here, it was Darnell Nurse. We played the clip earlier this week on pre-gaming, and he was talking about how Nuge, he's everything that you think he'd be and then some. He's the guy that will give you a ride to the airport. He's the guy that if you need to move a couch, was the example he used, well, Nuge is going to show up when you need him. Nothing better. Blake said, does he get a statue? I mean, another one? I have one in my bedroom. I will chisel the Ryan Nugent-Hopkins statue with my own two hands if I must. I don't need to get into it again. I understand some people for jerseys going up into the rafters, they believe you need to be a winner. You need to have a ring. You need to have a Stanley Cup. Fuck that, in my opinion. For what Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has meant to this city, has meant to people our age, has been everything. There's so many could go deep on it of like stick-to-itiveness, digging through, making a commitment to a team and seeing it through to the end. And we haven't quite seen the very end, the image of the Nuge holding the Stanley Cup above his head. But damn it, that image, that thought, that's what keeps me going. And that's why the Edmonton Oilers, it's always going to be a cup. Yeah.
Cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah. On the other side of things, dude, much like last night, the Edmonton Oilers got perfect goaltending in this one. Connor Ingram with a shutout. 27 of 27 after Tristan Jarry stuffs 31 of 31 last night. We kind of said it on pre-gaming that, well, Jarry held serve there for a second. Let's see what Ingram can do to hit it right on back. And what do you know? A perfect weekend of Oilers goaltending. I want to be sure to mention that I think the Oilers defensively, they shut things down very well.
Oh, yeah,
this
that was really
evening,
good.
much like they did last night. And yes, they are playing lesser opponents in the Vancouver Canucks. The St. Louis Blues came into tonight 32nd in the NHL in goals for per night. But at the end of it, Connor Ingram just had a quietly very good night. You might look at the box score and think, oh, he wasn't all that tested. Granted, 27, that's no small amount of shots against. When he was needed, he was big for the Edmonton Oilers, and there was a stretch to start the second period. You could feel it. St. Louis had a little bit of a push. They might have, had a nice talking to during intermission there, and they came out guns a-blazing. They were ripping pucks, and Connor Ingram was able to stand tall. I believe it was when the Oilers were up 3-0, and he just shut the door, kept them in it. Connor Ingram, once again, he came into this one, I believe, with a .907 save percentage. He stops 27 of 27. This is the greatest goaltending duel we're seeing right now, but maybe not duo, I will say, between these two right now. Tristan Jarry, he's been everything you could have asked for since the Oilers acquired him. Yes, obviously, he got injured, and that's not what you want to have happen, but in the midst of all that, God closes the door, he opens a window, and Connor Ingram gets his shot, gets his opportunity up with the big club, and he has completely seized it. I'm pretty sure our clips this week from After Dark, they were bouncing around online, and why would you ever consider keeping Calvin Pickard around? I get it right now. They're under the salary cap. You can do it right now. Don't need to get into that. But at the end of the day, when the Oilers need to make their decision for a 1A and 1B goaltender, feels pretty safe to say it's going to be Jarry and Connor Ingram. Back-to-back games was two different goalies with two different shutouts. Pinch me because I feel like I'm dreaming right now.
Yeah, I was watching that game, and I was, being reminded of a goaltender back in 2006 by the name of Dwayne Rolson. That's what Connor Ingram's kind of reminded me of. Just beautiful goaltending, X-ray vision. That one glove save in the third period. I don't even know how he saw it, but it ended up in his glove, and it was. I'm loving this, man. I might be hyper fixated on this one player, like I was fixated on a fourth line player back in the last couple of years. Connor Ingram might be my Derek Ryan.
Dude, yeah, it was. You do need a new Derek Ryan. This year's been different.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't make a little video for Nuge either.
Oh, that would have been nice. You know what? If they would have thrown Derek Ryan on that video, I would think that, and I don't think this is an exaggeration, thousands of people would have thought of you. When I think of Derek Ryan, the first thing I think of is Matt Wozniak.
Let's go.
And I don't think I'm alone in the Oilers fan base in that angle. Bo was in, and he said Ingram, Inglewood, always up to no good. I don't hate that. And then final buzzer. Is it just a weekend of the shutout for the Edmonton Oilers and their organization? Says Matt Tompkins had a shutout tonight too for the Bakersfield Condors. That's just unbelievable stuff right there. And then Matt, he's in and says Pats or Broncos next week. I think you can imagine who I would say I would pick in that game. Also, we have a starting quarterback. The Denver Broncos don't.
I have to step in here. I tried to earlier, and it happened to you earlier, Aaron. Any football talk, any Bears talk will be censored. That is where you went. Wazzy almost went to the gulag earlier as well. No football talk. Nothing happened this evening.
I can allow no football talk about the evening game. But if you think I'm going to sit here and not gush about Drake May and the New England Patriots, that's, brother, you simply don't know who you're dealing with here.
But just remember, who has the power?
Actually, the real question, Aaron, who do you want in the Super Bowl?
We're not even going to get there. We're on to Denver. Bill Belichick taught me very, very well at a young age, Matthew. You play who you play. We're on to Cincinnati was the line that Bill used years ago. Damn it. We're on to the Broncos. We got to deal with the altitude. And then we will go from there. Jay said bad news Bears. Let's do that one.
Suck.
Other than just, I see Brett's already pissed in the chat. Other than the goaltending night for the Edmonton Oilers, which was obviously perfect yet again. The Oilers over the Blues, they were just the much better hockey team in this game. Similar to last night, it kind of felt like a little bit of the Oilers just outclassing the Blues. And once again, they did this without Leon Draisaitl in a back-to-back setting where the Oilers, we didn't have the numbers on pre-gaming. I was too busy watching the Patriots, but we know not good on the second half of back-to-backs this season. But here they are, a dominant 5-0 win. They grabbed the lead 5 minutes into the game off Nuge on the power play, and they never looked back. And was once again like last night, it wasn't just one guy, two guys, or the top dogs. There was several guys getting involved. Obviously, Zach Hyman, he scores 2 big goals, finishes with 3 points on the night. More on him later. If there's an injury replacement to be had for Team Canada, how do you not pick Zachary Martin Hyman? A night so good, even Andrew Mangiapane got on the board off a, Brett, can you play that one if we have that goal here as well? And it's something we've talked about a lot recently. Curtis Lazar stays in the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers. No, we're not taking him out again. Because you look at this one, just a simple fourth line play. Yet again, he has the puck around the faceoff dot in the offensive zone. No time for dilly-dallying. No time to mess around. He turns, burns, throws this one on net where, come on, he's playing the angle. He's played Chell before, obviously, in the real NHL and the video game. Binnington spits that rebound right out front to Andrew Mangiapane, where that man, hey, he's been getting roasted this season from Oilers fans, everybody online, for good reason. The production hasn't been there. He hasn't been good. This is something I've mentioned yesterday, and I mean throughout the week when he has to get in, but specifically yesterday. There's a reason you don't trade a guy like Monge, why they weren't in a hurry to do that move, because you have Adam Henrique hit IR. All of a sudden, you have Leon Draisaitl need to take a leave of absence. And hey, for $3.6 million, that's an expensive winger on your fourth line. Not ideal, but in a pinch, that's a veteran. That's a guy that you trust to play whatever he did tonight. Just looking 10-19, scores a big goal early on. I just thought the Oilers, they up and down the lineup they look good. You saw Jake Woolman on the power play stepping into his spot. I needed 2 shots from him in the third period. And on that beeper, he had one, immediately stopped from Binnington, went right back to him, pounded the puck again. And just like that, Boardsy's bankroll would cash. But Waz, question, overall, what'd you think of the Oilers' offensive effort? 2 games in a row where it is depth scoring throughout the lineup, multiple guys getting involved, not just McDavid, and obviously not Leon Draisaitl as he's away from the team.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see one bread man with a smile on his face this evening, right? Andrew Mangiapane with a big goal there. I was really happy to see that. I mean, all of us, we were a little high on him when he first signed. You know, it was kind of like a little bit of our sexy free agency signing, but obviously hasn't worked out too hot right now. And maybe it's the confidence he needs. And overall, to see a bunch of players in the Oilers, you know, forward core stepping up, getting goals. I know Frederick almost got a goal there. I made the bold prediction that hopefully Matthias Janmark could get on the score sheet. That did not happen. But overall, it's good to see Mangiapane finding the back and that nice little rebound. And Curtis Lazar has just complimented that fourth line center spot perfectly. I know Tyler Yaremchuk, when we first brought in Curtis Lazar, he wasn't too high on him. He said, he's nothing. I know he had a couple injuries last couple of years, but Curtis Lazar, I think he just really enjoys playing for the Edmonton Oilers.
I think he does too, a little bit. I mean, I guess of a homecoming, you could say. And the thing with Lazar, there's nothing fancy about his game. There's no window dressing. It is head down into the blue paint, plays a simple game. And hey, I don't want to single out Tyler. Many of us in the Oilers fan base were like, oh, cool story, but he's on the back half of his career. He's in 30-plus territory, much like yours truly. But damn it, I'm not on the back half of my career. And he's stepped in here. Remember, Tommy Smokes, David Tomasek was playing around in that role earlier on in the season. And Lazar has just been consistently very, very good for the Edmonton Oilers. And you don't need anything more than what he's providing in that role in the ice time that he plays per night. Curtis freaking laser beams on their heads. Lazar has been quite the addition this season, and we'll see if he can keep it up throughout the rest of the year. Final thing, headline we got to talk about is what a weekend. 4 points out of a possible 4.
Yeah.
Yes, lesser opponents in Vancouver and St. Louis, but you're going to take that. You're going to take that all day long. And here we are kicking off quite the home stretch for the Edmonton Oilers, where they will play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if you went into February, an 8th game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, 8 consecutive in a row on home ice. They kick it off celebrating the Nuge 1000 games, and they kick it off with a 5-0 victory. Yes, we've touched on it. Opportunity to win 3 games in a row on Tuesday night when they host the New Jersey Devils. I'd ask you which goaltender is going to start in that hockey game but both of them coming off perfect games over the weekend. You really can't make a bad pick if you are head coach Chris Knobloch. So I am loving where the Oilers are sitting. I've talked about it a lot this season and how January, this is the time where the Oilers start to roll. The past 3 seasons, this is where they go on a run. And hey, they've had some overtime losses so far. I believe they're 4-2-2 now in the month of January. Now we go. What are you giggling at over there, Was?
This chat is hilarious. The Bears lost a snow game to a team from the desert.
What? Oh, there he goes. Bye, Was. It's just me now. Andrew said the Bears lost a snow game to a team from a desert. Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
that's
all. I just saw that. I started laughing, man. It's just natural. That's good comedy.
Matthew?
You're on thin ice. Matthew. Brett, you got the World Series.
Sorry.
You don't get this one. It's still a good season for the Chicago Bears. Like, come on. Year 2, Caleb Williams. You're not year 2 Drake May. You'll never be year 2 Drake May, but you're still year 2 Caleb Williams. See, I can't even help myself. I gotta find a way to sneak in there as well. Let's quickly go now to the good, the bad, the oily, brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Download the app today. I almost said whatever the moment. It's never ordinary. I mean, you know what? Whatever the dish, it's never ordinary at Oodle Noodle. Download the app. You can earn points. They got the awesome $2 deal on any regular or premium box. You, for $2, can add on 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 deep fried wontons. The good this evening, Matthew, we went with back-to-back shutouts for the Edmonton Oilers. 27 save performance from Connor Ingram tonight after a 31 save perfect performance from Tristan Jarry last night. 58 consecutive saves in a row, 4 points out of a possible 4. And once again, the trade is complete. The trade is over. And now we move on to the other side of the trade. But I'll be real with you. I'm always going to keep tabs on one Stuart Skinner. This trade might have been the most win-win thing ever right now. Both sides needed a change of scenery. We're seeing Jarry play amazing. Connor Ingram, unbelievable as well. And I believe the last 5 games in a row for Stuart Skinner, he has been well above a 900 in Pittsburgh. I'm loving the way the Oilers goaltending has looked. I was a guy who, and I still love Stu. I still believe in Stu, but clearly there is something different between this duo of Tristan Jarry and Connor Ingram. They look incredible. They were literally perfect this weekend. Was the good, the great, the perfect back-to-back shutouts.
And honestly, it could have been 3 shutouts in a row if it wasn't for Ilya Sorokin again on the New York Islanders, right? So it's been actually a pretty solid week for the Edmonton Oilers considering how many games they had, 2 sets of back-to-backs. That's insane. The NHL has completely condensed the schedule. It's not just the Oilers that are feeling this weird season because of the Olympics. So I'm really it was really a gut check week for the Edmonton Oilers, and losing Leon Draisaitl due to some unfortunate circumstances. This team really stepped up this weekend, especially against the Canucks and Blues. Yes, lesser opponents, but you can only beat who's in front of you. I hate when fans tend to move the goalpost because you beat the last place team in the league. Calm down. You gotta win the games. What are you gonna do? You can't just pick who you want to play.
Remember all season long I hate that I keep bringing the Patriots back into it, but I don't. All season long, Drake the schedule May. Yeah, the Pats played some lesser opponents. Here we are in the AFC title game, and yes, you play who you play on the schedule. Every team in the NHL is professionals filled with guys who get paid millions of dollars to score goals, stop pucks.
Buddy.
Yeah.
The Patriots lost to the Raiders. Now you're 1 game away from the Super Bowl.
Unbelievable. How it can go from so low to so high.
That's my victory.
Just like that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you probably want the Patriots to make it all the way so you can hold that over us. And you know what? You can have that, Waz. You can have that. Yeah. With good comes bad, and we went with in this one the Oscar Sundqvist injury. This one was scary. This one had me feeling queasy a little bit. I personally just have a very tough time with Achilles injuries. Area of Achilles is. I don't know what it is. When I start to think of my own, I start rubbing it, and I could go white. I could go ghost sometimes. And it was a scary scene there for a second. Tangled up with Connor McDavid. They both go down to the ice in a heap. You could see Sundqvist was clearly in some discomfort. Very, very scary type situation here. Trainer, team reacted very fast, getting him out on the ice, and you could tell that there was a rush on this one. Louis speculating that he was cut around that area. You couldn't obviously.
There is an update.
See much. What was the update? What'd you get?
Shout out to Lou Korak, who tweeted this out, who reports for the Blues, or covers the Blues. Jim Montgomery said it was a cut to Sundqvist above the ankle, but not the Achilles. So
that's good.
He's doing well, it seems, hopefully, but that was very scary, right? Just the way they're rushing him off the ice, the way he was holding onto that ankle, it's just you never want to see that to happen to any player. And as Oilers fans, we saw a couple years ago what happened to Evander Kane with his wrist, right? Those skate blades, there's a reason why they're very, very sharp.
Baby sharp, brother. Baby sharp. There was one injury there. I'm still waiting. We'll talk about it a little bit later on. Kasperi Kapanen went down in this hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers. I believe he did not return. Haven't totally seen an update yet online. We'll get to that as we continue to move along. But yeah, it's never good news that you find out that one of your players has a cut above the ankle, but that's dodging a bit of a bullet. Yeah, if it did in fact avoid the Achilles tendon, which head coach Jim Montgomery said was the case. So feel good about that one, because those injuries, that Achilles tendon area, that is not something that you want to mess with. With good comes bad, and with bad comes oily. We went with the Nuge 1,000 games in the NHL. Obviously, no shit. It was an unbelievable moment. Silver stick before the game. just the smile from all the teammates. It did feel kind of crappy that Leon Draisaitl wasn't there and able to go out on the ice, where you saw Darnell and Connor deliver whatever that was, the flowers and whatnot. Zach Hyman then brought some stuff over. They all go out, they take the team photo. It was a night that was just started all about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and you knew that it was going to end about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I believe there was a quote here from Zach Hyman. In my mind, he might be the most beloved Oiler of all time. Zach, I'll let you in on a little secret. I love Connor. I love Leon. I love you. There is no one, in my opinion, more beloved than the Nuge. What he's been through with this city to this point, the fact that, who was it, Eberle made the Benjamin Button joke in the tribute video as well. The man just literally looks the exact same as he did 15 years ago. He's drinking from the fountain of youth, and his game has only rounded into such an all-around type player. We saw Ryan Jones talking about on Oilers Nation Every Day. We made it a clip, actually more on that in just a second.
Yeah.
We made a clip about Jonesy talking about Nuge, and he said, paraphrasing here, I think he could go down as one of the best all-around players in NHL history. And that's from a guy who spent a couple seasons with one RNH. And then was anything on the Nuge 1000. And then let's talk about the other comment that was left on an Oilers Nation post recently.
I just wanted to ask you, like, everyone's saying like how beloved Nuge is. Is he more beloved than Ryan Smith? Because I was at Smitty's last game and people were in tears.
So that's the thing, right? Once again, I was a very Oiler fan, but once again, I was very young. I'm born in 1995 for the Ryan Smith era. I bawled my little heart out when Smitty left the Oilers and all that stuff. It was awful. It was terrible. It was some of the first hurt I'd really ever experienced in my life. But I can't say entirely because I wasn't, like there when Smitty got drafted to the Edmonton Oilers and seeing him go from a boy to a man type thing. But I have seen every step of that for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He's only 2 years older than me. So I don't know. For me, I'm going Nuge over Smitty, but I don't think there's a wrong answer. But I'd be interested, people in the chat, maybe if you're above 40, answer that question. Because I'd be very curious, who do you view as more beloved? And then, Waz, you're the social media guy. Why don't you tell the people what we recently got in a comment on an Oilers Nation post?
Yeah, so some people were kind of confused on why Brad Marchand is commenting on an Oilers Nation Instagram post. Now, to be fair, this post was collabed with Daily Faceoff, which is, I'm assuming, how he saw it. Anyways, Ryan Jones had a quote saying, there's no better city in the game of hockey to be on a winning team than Edmonton, which, hey, fair enough. Great comment. And then Brad Marchand comments just a couple hours ago, what you smoking, boy? Like, what is wrong with that comment? I mean, I know Brad Marchand, for whatever reason, does not like the city of Edmonton. He made comments a couple years ago about, I think, the weather, this and that. But Edmonton, when it's winning, the fan base absolutely adores you. Like, it's pretty bad when you're losing, obviously. That's a lot of hockey markets. But Edmonton is something else when you're winning. Ask Wayne Gretzky.
Brad Marchand, he's a professional shit talker. It still applies even when you're online. I know it's all gamesmanship. I think it's funny that he spells boy like that as well. Boy. Oh, also
15?
Just got an update on one Kasperi Kapanen. Will not be a long-term thing, quote unquote, from one Chris Knobloch. He won't return immediately, but it won't be a long-term thing like his last injury. More on that in just a second. What were we just talking about before?
Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand.
Yes.
It is what it is with this guy. He's got antics. Once again, we think we all understand what Ryan Jones is trying to say. I also get how if you're Brad Marchand, you're not totally reading into what he's actually saying. Because in my opinion, Jonesy is mentioning how, dude, you're so beloved in the city. Hockey means more than anything. Oilers fans are very smart. Hockey fans, they're very educated. They know the struggle that it takes to win a cup. It's also all we got up here. So you cut me open, I bleed, orange and blue, literally. So whatever it is what it is with Brad Marchand. It just means you're doing a bang-up job, as you are both Oilers Nation and Daily Faceoff social media guy.
Yeah.
You're getting NHL players that are going to the Olympics for Team Canada to comment on your stuff. Great job. Great work.
I don't think I deserve the props here. I think that goes to our boy Eli, who made that post. But he said the collab to Daily. I appreciate the flowers. I'm trying to be humble here. I think so. But you know what? Credit to Ryan Jones. Like his first media podcast appearance in years, and he gets the attention of Brad Marchand. I think that's pretty funny.
Dude, Jonesy was unbelievable on Friday. We've got a lot of really good guests on Oilers Nation every day. I think without a doubt, Mount Rushmore. He's top 3 and he ain't 3. I'll tell you that right now. I can't wait. We kind of teased the idea, floated out to him about, hey, NHL playoffs. We flew Doobie out to Edmonton. Jonesy want to come out too, do a couple pre and posts. He said he'd be more than down. The guy looks like he could still play in the NHL right now.
I still have to listen to the full thing, but it's been a busy weekend. Did he mention Theo Peckham at all?
No, he did not.
Oh, okay, interesting, because I know they were very close when they were here in Edmonton.
He was talking about so many different things. Once again, It's a 30-minute interview. It is on our YouTube channel right now. Unbelievable stories talking about the good old days, which are the dark days when I actually say it out loud, but they felt like good old days, talking about Ryan Whitney on the squad, obviously Halsey, Ebbs, Yak, the boys back in the day, as we all remember. Good stuff. Just want to check in, do a little bit more housekeeping here. Okay, we are good on super chats as well. Continue to also let your voicemails fly in to the chat. You see the link at the top of the chat right there. Throw it in. Also, Brett just threw the Ryan Jones interview in the chat as well. Team is dialed right now. Yeah. Production, intern Tristan doing a great job. Brett, while he's dealing with a tough L earlier on today, he's still battling through. And let's talk who's wearing the jeans, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef, their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products on their website. For more info, head on over to beefjerky.com. So somebody in the chat just threw it in. Oily Steve, bitter for the jeans. Oh, yeah, he's a candidate without a doubt. Jordan Binnington, throw it on a graphic. I've made the joke to our producer Brett a lot. Ass. Jordan Binnington, ass tonight for the St. Louis Blues. He had allowed 3 goals on the first 12 shots in the hockey game. He does finish 23 of 28 for an .821 save percentage. Came in with an .871 on the season. It's been a wild year here for Jordan Binnington, as he has been borderline unplayable, but continues to play a lot and will be on Team Canada for the Olympics in 2026 here in Italy upcoming. Once again, we talked about it on pre-gaming. I do think no matter how bad he plays in the regular season, no matter how bad he looks behind this St. Louis Blues defense and forward group, Jordan Binnington has earned the benefit of the doubt from what we've seen him do in Game 7 of the Cup Final and on that run last year in the Four Nations, other moments with Team Canada. It's a little nerve-wracking. I do not think he should be the Game 1 starter for Team Canada. That, without a doubt, should be Logan Thompson. I think it's coaching malpractice if it's not Logan Thompson. But if at the end of the day, people who get paid a lot more money than me, who are a lot smarter than me, choose to give Jordan Binnington the role of starter for Team Canada in the Olympics, I will be all aboard the train. I will be nervous as shit when I am riding that train. It's always electric. It's always entertaining. Sometimes for the worse, sometimes for the better. We have seen the good side of it. I think Jordan Binnington was thoroughly wearing the jeans tonight in this hockey game, and he's been wearing the jeans much this season.
If there's anyone who should be going to the Olympics, it's Connor Ingram. With the way he's playing, Jordan Binnington looked pathetic out there, without a doubt. I put out a poll on the Oilers Nation socials asking, should Jordan Binnington start Game 1 or whatever for the Olympics? 95% of people said no. He did not look good. It's not what you want to see from a starting goaltender. I don't care who's in front of you. At least make a save or try to look like you care.
He's got big game pedigree to him. We also know he's a bit of a, I'll put it nicely, head case maybe. You never know what you're going to get with that one, Jordan Binnington. But what you can get is elite goaltending from time to time in the biggest moments. We've seen him do it not once, multiple times before. It makes me a little bit nervous. The other thing that I could give the jeans to, just update, I could maybe say Kasperi Kapanen's skate blades, because he blew a tire in that first period. He went crashing into the boards. He was down in some discomfort, kind of rolling around in a heap down there. Play was stopped. He was able to skate off the ice under his own power, but he immediately went down the tunnel. He did not return. And man, this sucks for a guy who already missed 36 games this season and had a setback when he was practicing with the team halfway through that 36-game absence. And for right now, how well he has been playing on that second line, 7 points in 7 games since returning from injury. The one positive that we have, though, Knoblauch shares that Kapanen's injury. Knoblauch shares that Kapanen's injury will not be long-term and that he will not return immediately, but not expected to be a long-term absence like it was earlier in the season. This is shitty luck for a guy in Kasperi Kapanen. I saw it online, and it just infuriated me and made my blood start to boil. And they said, man, this Kapanen guy, he's more injury-prone than Dylan Holloway. Look at this. Fuck that. That is a freak accident of all freak accidents where he loses an edge around the boards. He goes crashing in. There's no hockey even being attempted to really be played in that moment. It's a bad moment. This whole injury prone definition, now that we had Tristan Jarry go through this, Kapanen, we're not doing any of that. It sucks that he goes down with injury. We'll see what the Oilers have to do roster move wise. Good reason to tune into Oilers Nation every day. Tomorrow at 12:01 Mountain Standard Time was Kapanen. Once again, 7 points in 7 games since returning from injury. Not a long-term one, but he might be out for a little bit here.
Well, you mentioned it in pre-gaming. That's probably like a good reason why you want to test Trent Frederick in the top 6 in case an injury does occur. And unfortunately, one did occur with Kasperi Kapanen, who was playing pretty well coming back from injury. Hopefully he's not out for too long. But, man, he can't just buy a break right now when it happens. Like, I even thought Tristan Jarry's injury when he first came to Edmonton was just kind of bad luck, right? Like, these things happen. These guys are professional athletes, and it's easy to get kind of nicked here and there. And hopefully you know, it's the last bit of injuries we get for Kasperi Kapanen, especially. Fortunately, the Olympic break is coming up. So, right there is positive, so he could take his time with his body.
Absolutely. Also, Dre, this made me laugh. He said 12:15 Mountain Standard Time. You mean, Bordsy? Dre, and I don't want to hear it from the chat. We have had some insane technical difficulties this week on Oilers Nation every day. Waz isn't involved at all. It's literally the computer. And I don't know entirely how to fix it. We did fix it Friday. I was at the office so early. I was at the office all week last week, helping out with DFO in a week when the Oilers decided to play 5 games out of 7 days. Why did I ever agree to do that? I don't know. I'm going to the office bright and early tomorrow to try and continue to fix this problem we're having on ONE. So I'm going to try my best. We're doing our best over here. Bear with us for ONE. Technical difficulties that, guys, I've been producing the same show for years. I do this every day. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe you guys have too much in your hard drives.
No, it's not that, dude.
Oh.
We don't even need to do this right now because I got to do this for maybe a couple hours tomorrow morning to try and get to the bottom of this. That'll do it for the Jeans, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky. Let's go now. Time for Bordsy to gloat. Bordsy's Bankroll brought to you by Bet365. 19 plus. Please play responsibly because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bordsy handed out a plus 950 parlay yesterday that cashed all 3 legs. How does he answer it this evening? Boom, baby. Bing, bing, bing. Kicking it off. Evan Bouchard, 1+ point, minus 190. Brett, give me the sound effects if you can. Then we got Nuge on his 1,000 night. You knew he was going to get a point. I thought about going anytime goal, but I was soft and scared. Should have done it. Either way, it hits minus 210. Bert. Then we got Jake the Snake Wallman, 3+ shots on goal, plus 190. That cashed last night, cashed again on this one. Bert. And there we are, plus 500. Huge weekend for Bordsy on Bet365. Responsibly, 19 plus, only betting what I'm willing to lose. We smacked on the afternoon game yesterday in the NFL. Then we hit on the Oilers. Then we hit again today on the Oil. We didn't hit on the Patriots, but we got the win. That's all that matters. I did bet money line separately as well. I live for seeing Lance Kane putting 3 green check marks in the chat. And then Percy said it, 3 for Bordsy means 3 wins in a row for the Oilers upcoming. Hopefully, brother. Hopefully. Once again, Percy, only bet what you can afford, Z. And Jay, we don't unit shame, so we don't need to know. Usually I'm a $10 guy. That's a unit to me usually, but we don't unit shame. Whatever you bet, you can bet 10 cents, 5 cents, $1. I don't care. If you win, you win. We will always celebrate our victory. So I believe we are still waiting for some post-game interviews to come out for the Edmonton Oilers as something tells me might be partying inside the locker room right now. Walls, without a doubt, right? This has green light written all over it from head coach Chris Knobloch. I'm sure Nobby, some of the big boys, had money on the board. I don't know if they're going out Sunday night, maybe to McDavid's hot tub, have a couple beverages. This is one. Nuge's boys are all in town as well. There's no way they're shutting the night down this early.
Nah, if I'm Lauren Kyle, I'm opening a bar trove right now. Just get all the boys in there. Simple as that.
Whoa.
So, a little fancy. You got a little wine in you. I mean, I wouldn't mind a red wine right now. But, celebrate the night. 1,000 games. Got a goal in your 1,000th game. And it's a great night for the Edmonton Oilers organization, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and his family, and just us as a fan base.
Nathan, you said you dropped 20 tonight. What was Nuge's first goal on Bet365? Like, plus what? I am very curious to what that would be. A couple others. Andrew said, boo, sports betting. Hey, man, it is what it is. To each their own. Let it roll. We love Bet365. But if you don't, hey, that's okay. You love the Edmonton Oilers. And that's all we need over here at Oilers Nation After Dark. Let's go now to the voicemail line. And the voicemails, they're brought to you by Swiss Donair. They've been open for 25 years and are now open 7 days a week. The pride of the North Side. Swiss Donair is great for your events at home or office. Check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest or order online at SwissDonair.com. I could go for a victory Donair right now.
Honestly,
I hope the boys,
sounds good right now.
They get a little bit loose tonight. I hope they go get some Donairs. Swiss, it's the best Donair in the entire city. Don't take my word for it. Go there yourself. Look me in the eye and tell me that's not the best Donair in the entire city. I will wait. I'll wait right here while you do that. Voicemails, Producer Brett, you're in. Why don't you let me know how many did we get tonight? Because on a night for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I'm curious if the people want to give him some love.
Yeah, we got a couple. We got 6 tonight. There are still a couple filing in, but we might save those for O&E or pre-gaming for the next game coming up on Tuesday. But first, we're going to start off with Harry. Not Harry Potter, just Harry.
McGuire?
Hey, Oilers Nation, it's your boy Harry. First off, I'd like to open with a joke. The Vancouver Canucks. All right, moving on. So, as we all saw, the New York Rangers are apparently open for business. Panarin was talked about as a possible trade target for the Oilers, and while obviously I would love a player at the caliber of Panarin to come to Edmonton, I don't think that's realistic. However, I believe there is a realistic target on the Rangers for the Oilers to go after. Will Borgen. A solid, reliable, smart puck mover. I don't necessarily like to use plus-minus as a measurement, but despite being on a bad Ranger squad, he's still a plus. He eats 18 minutes per game, is a great penalty killer, is a right shot, and I think he could be a good fit beside Darnell Nurse. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have a gooder, boys. P.S. Yes, this is my real voice.
There's no way that's his real voice.
I thought it was AI for a second.
That has to be AI, or you should take my job right now because that's just a beautiful, beautiful voice you have right there. Will Borgen. So he's in year 1 of 5 on a new $4.1 million deal signed with the New York Rangers. Yeah, he mentioned some of his numbers as I just get educated. 4 points, 42 games, 18-30. Once again, I can always use more guys like this. I do think the Oilers, there will be a move to acquire one more 6'7" tertiary depth defenseman. You think of Troy Stetcher in the past. Like the Oilers didn't necessarily want to get rid of Troy Stetcher and lose Troy Stetcher on waivers. It was just the situation they're in. I don't know as far as it comes to Will Borgen, if that's a name that I'm all that interested in. Once again, 29 years old.
Makes 4.1 million.
I just don't really know unless
I'd
New
be
York
open to the idea.
If New York wants to eat some of that money there as well, or who knows? Once again, if you got a $3.6 million of Andrew Mangiapane that you're willing to send out the door, could be an option. I'm not out on that. I'm not out on Will Borgen. I will say I'm not I'm not totally bought in on that one. I might need to do a little bit more research myself there to give you kind of an educated answer, because once again, I'm kind of looking at surface numbers here and have to read in, but I don't hate that. I like that out of the box idea there. The one I went on pre-gaming earlier, it wasn't defense, but I was mentioning I would love to see Braden Shen somehow shake loose from the St. Louis Blues. He's still got 2 more years remaining, and I think it was 6.5. Maybe if there's a way that St. Louis could eat half of his money, find a way. That's one of my dream deadline guys now as we get closer and closer. But Will Borgen, I don't hate it. What about you?
Yeah, I'd be open to the idea, of course. Just the money aspect is always kind of hard to work with, especially with the Oilers and how tight they are to the cap. But everything he said in that voicemail, I was pretty, on favor about, and can't have more. Nothing wrong with a little bit more depth, especially defensively. You never know if there's going to be an injury, right? So I'm open to the idea.
I like that. Lance said this is way too well articulated for this show. We should save this for ONE. It's a pre and post game over here, brother. No, I'm kidding. Throw in all trade proposals. Throw in whatever the hell you want in your voicemail line, and we will take a listen. Also, Buff Snelda said Borgen Schmorgen. So maybe the chat's out on it. Brett, what else we got?
All right, next time we got longtime listener, longtime caller, Dre.
What up, Oilers Nation? What up, Bordsy? I know this is Nuge's 1,000th game today, and everyone's super stoked about that. But let's not forget how fantastic the Patriots were today, right, Bordsy? Let's go.
Let's go,
2
Pats.
more dubs, baby. Also, congratulations, Nudes, on the 1,000. Let's get a fucking win tonight, boys. Woo!
Nuge, unbelievable guy, unbelievable evening. But yeah, it's the Patriots, brother. We are back. The big bad empire is all the way back into the AFC title game once again, where we played a lot of AFC title games in our 20-year dominance there with Tom Brady. I know Brett is just hating this right now behind the scenes. I will say there was a moment we were doing pre-gaming. We're watching the Bears game. For pre-gaming, kind of, we're yelling about the Patriots, I'll say, for the first 10, 15. And then I kind of just forgot about it as we were talking about the Oilers. I sat in this chair the moment we finished the show, and it was kind of just like a beautiful wave went over me again. And I was like, oh, yeah, they did. Like, fuck yeah, the Pats won the game. Yeah, I can't wait to finish this and obviously scroll TikTok, Instagram for Nuge moments. But I need, as Brett knows, I call it nonverbal Drake May time, where I scroll my phone, look at Drake May highlights, kick my legs up on the bed, and I just love him so much. Dre, and I love you too, brother. Keep him coming. We'll see you in Denver next weekend. Brett, what's next?
I should have screened these calls instead of letting the intern do it.
I'm sorry, Yash, but anyone can get it. This is the playoffs.
It's funny you mentioned Yash, because Yash left a voicemail. Here's Yash.
What's going on, boys? Bordsy, Oz, producer Brett, everyone else in the nation. I'd like to start out by saying Nuge and a very emphatic let's go Oilers. Aaron, I would like to point out that I am a Texans fan, so a part of me is a little sad, but nonetheless, the Oilers did save my Sunday. The Oilers have now only allowed 1 goal in their last 3 games, so superb goaltending by the boys as of late. Hopefully Oscar Sundqvist is okay, and thanks, guys. Cup yeah.
Cup yeah. Shout out Yash. We appreciate you. Brother, I'm curious. Yash, throw it in the chat. Where are you at with CJ Stroud after that performance and what he did tonight? Yash, that was some of the worst football I've ever watched before with my 2 eyes. A win is a win, but I'm curious, how do you feel after that one? And good point. I'm thinking just getting lost in numbers, the back-to-back shutouts in the last 2 games for the Oilers. But Connor Ingram only allowed 1 against the New York Islanders. It was just the Oilers running into an incredibly hot goaltender in one Ilya Sorokin. But speaking of hot Rain City says Gene CJ Stroud. Amen. You could say that again. That was a Geno Smith-like performance out of CJ Stroud was. Boom, I found a way to deliver one to you.
Hey, man. Hey, Geno's iconic for that. You never want to be in that conversation.
They wrote him off, and he didn't write back to this season for Geno. CJ Stroud, he didn't write anything anywhere this evening. But, shout out Yash. We love you. I appreciate you. And, there's always next year, pal. There's always next year. Brett, what's next?
I don't want to hear you say that ever again. Next up, we got Jacob.
Bordsy. Back-to-back games. Back-to-back Wendy's shifts. Back-to-back shutout wins. Let's fucking go. Cup year. We've got Nugent-Hopkins 1,000th game. Oh, what a goal to get the game started. Might have been at work, but I caught all the goals this time. Oh, amazing. Ingram, another standing on his head game. Oh, this is a cup year. Cup year, Borgie. If you can find which Wendy's I'm at, you can have all the JVCs you want, man. I'll sneak them. I'll steal them. I will steal from my company to get you your JVCs.
Totally
Let's go,
shut down the
Oilers. Cup
internet.
year. Good night, boys.
Cup, yeah, shout out to him. I'm gonna have to start driving around the city to random Wendy's to be like, are you the stranger that promised me free Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers? If you're in Sherwood Park, just let me know because it would make it so much simpler. Shout out to him finding a way, even on a work night on a Sunday night, to still catch some of the Oilers' goals. I also really liked how he said Portsy to kick it off like that. Yeah, drop the clef bomb. This guy sounds like he's trying to not wake up his kids. Maybe he's because he's still at work right now at Wendy's. I do believe that he's trying to not get caught, that he's watching Oilersnation After Dark.
It's just in the freezer.
You tell your boss right now that we're celebrating Nuge's 1,000th game in the NHL, and that is bigger than any JBC that could ever be assembled on. That's a lie, man. Some JBCs are really fucking good sometimes.
They are.
Nuge 1,000, that takes precedence over everything. Bert, what else we got?
That's crazy. Can I be lumped into this? I love JBCs. You better be.
You can be my JBC.
Alrighty. And on that note, here's Vinny's voicemail.
Nuge.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well done. Thank you.
Honestly, fair enough.
Well, what's the Lance Cade would know? It's the Simpsons quote where he goes, "I'm a man of few words." Any questions? That's it right there. That's all he needs is a simple news.
It's the night. That should have been the last one, but we got one more here from Y2 Bay. I thought it said baby. I was going to do something different.
Brad Bay.
Fellas, Y2 Bay picking it up where I left off yesterday. I mean, you didn't read the voicemail or listen to it, but that's fine. Waz, good luck in fantasy football next season.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways, my $10 bet into $2,500 just needed a Wallman goal. Man, that's back-to-back nights. I could be up $4,000 right now. Tough on that end. But what I will say is, I'm glad the goalies are starting to goal. They've been fantastic the last couple of games. And, yeah, this team's starting to find its groove, and they're going to roll. Cup year.
Cup year.
Why you gotta take a shot at me in my fantasy football, man?
Yeah, couple things to take out of that. A was good luck next year.
I think Columbus is kicking me out of that league, so I'm so bad.
Defending champion.
Yeah, that's
right
true.
Here.
That's
defending
true.
champion.
Hey, against Brett. Hold on to those two L's.
Yeah, well, Brett got the Dodgers World Series, so he can at least have that. But yeah, it's true. I'm a champ. I do got championship blood inside my DNA. Also won my keeper league with my buddies for $1,100. Booyah!
Everyone shut the hell up.
Yeah, Brett's getting it from all angles right now on some of these people.
That's right.
Was that the last one, Bert? That was the last voicemail?
Yes, it was. We got an interview clip that is coming in just 1 second as well.
Beautiful. Shout out to my boy, Brett Holden, doing a bang-up job producing behind the scenes. Yash also said, damn you, Kyle Tucker. Yeah, you know, what could have been the relationship, the love I could have had for Kyle Tucker if he became a Blue Jay, it's there. Instantly crumbles, turns to ash, and now is replaced by absolute hate, disdain, disgust. I'm going to be a Kyle Tucker hater for the rest of my days. I'm a Dodger hater for the rest of my days, no matter what. So it does kind of just go hand in hand there. Couple things we need to mention. Shout out to the Nation Vacation, which is coming up in March 2026. Waz, you're going. I'm going. Tyler's going. Kennedy, Rick, Bag Milk, Jay, I think Brett, Eli. It's going to be a damn good time at the end of March. Weather starting to get warmer out there in Sin City. We're staying at Circa Stadium Swim. Where? Come on, if you've never seen it before, give it a quick Google here. They have unbelievable poolside, millions of screens. We have our own private pool area where we're going to do Oilers Nation every day from during the day, a wildly hungover version of Oilers Nation every day. We'll be pre-gaming and post-gaming, possibly in the casino floor for the game that isn't the Oilers Golden Knights one. I forget who they're playing while we're there as well. Then obviously game night, you got your ticket, your drink, your food, everything included, and you just show up at the Edmonton airport or anywhere else. Once again, there's all kinds of options. You can fly in from other cities. You could just drive there if you wanted. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but once you get to Vegas, we make it easy for you. We basically herd sheep. By we, I should say Kennedy, and then I do what I'm told to help. And it's an unbelievable time, Waz. You've been on many, many, many vacations, and there ain't no party like a nation vacation party.
Especially with you. It's so much fun.
Yeah, you're
I'm
excited.
excited to see you dip get your Raising Cane sauce again.
Yeah, last year I brought back in my bag, I got like 22 ounces of Raising Cane sauce, and then I put it in a Powerade bottle, saran wrapped it up, put it in a Ziploc bag, brought it all the way home with me. People were calling me crazy for doing this.
Yeah. Is there an In-N-Out on the Vegas Strip?
I don't think so.
I haven't had In-N-Out in a while, but I was craving I'm jealous of you, Brett, LA.
They got not Smash Burger, Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Is on the Strip as well, Raising Cane's. They got so much good food. But let me know, was it weird for me to bring back that much Raising Cane back to Canada? I don't think it was weird at all. But
now I'm gonna be honest. White Castle, if anything, gross. Don't know why Jay loves it.
White Castle is like the epitome of like drunk food, right? Like it's all you could crush. You could, if you ever seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, once again, maybe not just booze. You can throw some of the devil's lettuce in there as well. Also, Vinny just said, Bordsy going streaking by the pool. Absolutely not. Not at Stadium Circus Swim. That is way too high class for me to be pulling a move like that. But I'm sure we'll be doing some ridiculous stuff throughout that trip. Gonna be a good time. But all right, shout out to intern Tristan behind the scenes as well. Obviously, a big night in oil country celebrating Nuge 1000. A lot of teammates, hopefully drinking some beers this evening. Zach Hyman, who had 2 goals, 1 assist. He caught up with the media post-game talking about his teammates' milestone.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special to be a part of guys who you care about's milestones and important days. Like, this is a special day, and you try to make it as special as possible because Nuge, in this situation, it's Nuge, and Nuge means so much to all of us. He's the ultimate teammate, ultimate friend, and you want to make this day special for him and one that he'll never forget because he's earned it. It's not easy playing 1,000 games. First Oiler to ever play 1,000 consecutive is pretty remarkable, given the history of this organization and the amount of unbelievable Hall of Fame players that have come through. And I think you just see how much the fans love him. Like, at the end of the game, you're hearing Nugent-Hopkins chants and Nuge chants, and in my mind, he might be the most beloved Oiler of all time. Like, it's pretty special to commit to this city for, pretty much his entire career. Like, I think he's going to be here for life, and you can ask him that, but it seems like it, and a commitment to this city, and you can see the commitment back. Like, they just truly love him, and what's there not to love?
We don't need to get so political in the chat right now. While Zach Hyman is speaking so fondly of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, he's glowing. He's blushing when he's talking about his boy Nuge right there. Yeah, Percy. Yes, Hyman, keep glazing Nuge. We are here for it. I could listen to them talk on and on and on about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, former teammates. Once again, Nuge Week at the website. So many good articles this past week. If you're Sunday night, you're laying in bed, you're scrolling, you're doom scrolling, do some reading instead. Head on over to the website. Jason Greger had an awesome one-on-one interview with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins talking about the milestone. Some unbelievable answers. If you love the Nuge, you're going to love Nuge Week on the website. And then, dude, yeah, said it. Where can I buy that sweater? Drop the clef bomb. I want one of those Nuge shirts so bad. We saw Kennedy from Oilers Nation Saw the Draisaitl shirts with the dart in the mouth. She, I think, made her own version of that shirt and then wore it for the 1,000 point ceremony down there at Rogers Place. I'd be curious. We can ask Kennedy if she can find a way. It might be some copyright infringement there, but who knows? We'll look into it. She's the merch queen. She comes up with the best logos, the best ideas. She came up with this very logo behind me right there. So shout out Kennedy. Also, put on a great event, great watch party yesterday at Greta Bar Yeg. Wazzy, unbelievable night in oil country. Unbelievable day in Foxborough, Massachusetts earlier today. I am on cloud nine as the Oilers win back-to-back games this weekend, back-to-back shutouts, beating the Canucks Blues by a combined score of 11-0. Nuge celebrates game 1,000. The boys, they got the green light this evening, and we got the green light to end the show right here. Gonna be a good Oilers Nation every day tomorrow. How could it not be when you're talking about back-to-back wins, back-to-back shutouts? We even have Devin Dubnyk, former Oilers goaltender, Edmonton legend, joining the show to talk about Nuge, talk about the goaltending we've seen from Jari and Connor Ingram. Should be a fully loaded show tomorrow. And was one more thing. Tyler has yet to publicly face the music about the Buffalo Bills and their loss yesterday.
That's gonna be exciting.
So
I was gonna say. Sorry.
There's even more reason to tune in right there. Yes, was.
I was gonna say I'm on the Sauce tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. For whatever reason, they're surprising me with something. Lisa asked me for my prescription. I'm very confused on what I'm going to be presented. I thought it was gonna be sunglasses. I don't know why they would need my prescription. So there's gonna be a surprise on the Sauce tomorrow with Ryder and Lisa featuring Waz.
Something ocular, some type of vision.
Oculus Rift, let's go. Meta glasses. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine meta glasses so I could walk around the office and just grab everything?
Avoiding so many jokes about what Waz would do with the Oculus Rift right now. I'm really biting down hard on that one. Yes,
was 5 years ago.
I actually know what it is, and I'm really excited for this. It's something that Waz desperately needs.
I'm excited. Okay, tune into the Sauce tomorrow, 9 to 11, and then Oilers Nation every day at 12:01 Mountain Standard Time. Was almost hiccuped right there. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing pre and post yesterday at Greta, tonight from home. It really helped out the boy. Chat, I love you all. I appreciate you all. If you won't smash the like button for me, do it for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as we celebrate 1,000 games in the NHL and the Oilers getting back to back dubs. Jay said Derek Ryan VR.
Holy shit. Yeah, let's go.
On that note, we're out. I love you all. We will talk tomorrow. Sleep tight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's programs. And I had a thoroughly great weekend. Love you all. We will talk tomorrow, 12:01 Mountain Standard Time. Over and out.
Nuge. 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 Nuge.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.